Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Money Making Priorities. I'm your host, Fokwe Nkwacha, aka Fopsy, and today we're talking about a topic that holds a lot of entrepreneurs from reaching their full potential. It's like it's holding them back. It's a burden that you don't necessarily see, but you probably feel it in your account because of the lack of funds or the lack of confidence, lack of joy when it's time to sell. And it's this fear of being salesy, this fear of coming across as aggressive, of as pushy. If you've ever hesitated when it's time to sell your offers, if you're afraid of what people might think, of the fear of rejection, or you're just unsure about how to navigate the sales process without feeling icky, this episode is for you. So stay tuned for it. We're going to break it down and give you actionable strategies that you can use to be confident when it's time to sell. And before we get too far into it, this episode is brought to you by my one-on-one coaching money making priorities, where this is the bane of our existence. I help you get confident in selling your high ticket offers, which I define as 4+ figure offers. And it's my goal to work with you in 12 weeks to sell 5 packages, to sign 5 new clients in 12 weeks. If you're interested in working with me together to help you get clear about your offers, to help you sell more, to help you be more confident in your presentation of the offer you have, or to even meet more people, because I like to kind of summarize selling and making more money in your business as meeting more people, making more offers, meet more people, make more offers. And so if you're struggling with any of those parts, let's talk. Book a sales call with me at Fopsy.ca/call. Fopsy is spelled Fopsy.ca/call. And I cannot wait to chat with you. I like to say that if you have any business problem, I can work with you. Okay. So far as you're a high ticket provider, let's talk. Get on my books and I cannot wait to meet you. Okay. Being salesy, right? Being salesy it manifests as this fear of looking desperate, this fear of needing something, this fear of looking aggressive, of wanting to collect something from someone and not giving them something back. It's almost like you feel like it's a grabby energy, right? It's a discomfort around, I don't want to offend this person. I don't want to push too hard. I'm not trying to convince you. I don't want to look desperate. I think it's all of those things that come together to create this feeling of salesiness. I don't know that it has an official definition, but it's all that, like, people say used car salesman, but I haven't had that experience of being stressed. I actually haven't bought my first car still at 30 years. But story for another day. But I've been in parking. I've gone car shopping for the fun of it without buying it. Why am I talking about this? Because people often say that it's the used car salesman example, but the only thing that comes to my mind is people, I guess, telemarketers who often call, or people knocking on your door to sell you stuff you don't want. And you don't, that maybe that's the energy that people think about when it comes to being salesy. I think that being salesy is often a projection of our own insecurities, not really a reflection of reality. I mean, are there times where you meet people and tell them about what you offer and they will not be interested? Yes, but that doesn't mean you're being salesy. If you can handle rejection and either close the door to that sale or address potential other questions they have and engage in a conversation, win the sale, or at least win a potential customer for a different day, then you've done a good job. But I think that for most people, especially solo service providers, coaches, consultants, photographers, web designers, people who have to sell their own services, it is often a projection of our own insecurities. And I'll get into it some more. It's not really a reflection of reality. So let's talk a bit more about what's happening under the surface. I think there are probably at least 7 fears, right, that relate to this idea of being salesy. And I have some examples from my own life, from clients I've worked with, to help you see how this manifests. The first one is fear of judgment. What will people think of me? A lot of survival has to do with, having community, working with people, and being liked, and the need to belong. And so putting yourself out there, it's like you're putting your social status on the line sometimes, right? Sometimes this fear of judgment, what will people think of you, really holds you back from offering your services at all. And if nobody even knows that you offer this thing, how are they going to hire you, right? How are they going to hire you if they don't know you offer this service? I was talking to someone the other day. I know her in my personal life, and I think I was just on LinkedIn and I saw that she had a page for a business. I was like, you have a business. So I texted her. I was like, You have a business. Then I went to her profile and saw that she had left her job. I was like, you've left your job, you have a business. And I see her very regularly. So I was like, what's going on here? Like, so I didn't even know that she had a business at all. Like, I could have known people that needed her services. And I just felt like you want people to know your services, that you have a service to offer, right? And so fear of judgment, what will they think of me is a big one. Let me think about an example of this. Okay, I just give you an example, but a reframe rather. When you think about what people think of me, another question you can ask yourself that will be of better service to you is, who are you protecting by staying silent? Right? The world is filled with people who are waiting for solutions that you provide: social media marketing, business coaching, health coaching, fitness help, audiovisual consulting, name it. The world is filled with people that are waiting for your solutions. Staying hidden is not serving them, neither is it serving you, because you're not able to live your dreams. You're not able to feed yourself with your skills. You're not able to gain the freedom and flexibility um, that a job doesn't give you, that you're trying to gain by your business, right? So think about it. Who am I protecting with my silence? Who is getting served? Who is getting helped? Who's who is getting booked by my silence, right? If you offer fridge fixing services, electrician services, people that have their fridges, is that how you pronounce it, broken down, they need your help. But if they don't know you exist, you don't have a Google business profile, you don't have ads running, you don't have door knocking tools to go around and drop your services. Not everybody will need you, because not everybody's fridge will spoil on the same day. But the one person whose fridge is broken down absolutely needs you, right? So who are you protecting with your silence? Who are you serving with your silence? It's not serving you, neither is it serving your customer. So what is the real gain from that? One action point I can give you, when I said I'm going to serve and I'm just the number one, so stick with me, is you can journal one way that your service has already made a positive impact. Think about, have you helped somebody with this service before, right? Maybe you've done a social media audit for someone and they're like, oh my God, wow, I never knew that we could do all these things on social media. Oh wow, you mean you can get businesses this way? Maybe you've coached somebody and they're like, oh my goodness, I've never been confident all my life, but you just helped me see how I can change my thoughts regardless of the circumstance. You just helped me see how I can actually gain clients with the skills I already have. You have actual results. You have to get in the habit of celebrating your results, because in this life, if you don't celebrate yourself, who will? Like, everybody is after their own goals, doing their own thing. If you don't take time to highlight the ways you're winning, the ways you're serving people, your brain will always be looking for evidence to stress you out, to keep you to keep you inside what's familiar, right? And I know building a business is a whole new set of skills, right? And so get in the habit of making loud your achievements, of the things that you've done to make impact. This one, I'm not asking you to do the world, even though I could ask you to write 10, just one. Journal one way that your service has already made a positive impact, right? And if you're taking it, if you're bolder, share it. Share it on social media. Tag me. I want to see it. I'm at Fopsy.ca, on my business page at Fopsy. Fopsy is spelled Fopsy, .ca. Same website link, same social media. And if you know me personally, my personal Instagram is Fopsy the Great. I like that name. Anyways, so fear of judgment. What would they think of me? That isn't serving you. So let's start to do things that are serving you. And if you need to give your brain evidence for your work being of value, start to journal how you're already making impact. All right, number two, fear of rejection. This one is huge. What if they say no? What if they say no? What if I go dropping those cards around and they say no? What if I call people and they're like, you're bugging me? What if I post on social media and they're like, go away, and I start losing followers instead of gaining followers? You know, what if they say no? I have this client also who we had agreed on, not a lot of people knew that she offered this service. And so I was like, when you start a new business, your first few customers might be friends and family, because you've already built a bank of trust with them, right? And so there was nothing shameful in telling them about your service. They know you, they love you, your cousins, your friends. You're not haggling them to buy from you. Or is that the word? Or hassling them. You're not bugging them to buy from you. You are simply telling them about what you do. And so she had done this, and then one person took her up on the offer. I think she realized that she was in a group already of like entrepreneurs. I think it was entrepreneurs from the same country. And so there was a day they had where you can post your business. And so she posted about the business. She was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had this. And then one person said, they wanted more information. And they got on the call with her. It was a good call. She prepared for it. And then the person kind of ghosted, as people often do because life is happening. And she was so discouraged by that she stopped doing all the other things that we planned for the week. So when we met the next time, I was like, I thought you were really happy that one person you got a yes and all that. And she was talking about how the rejection really got to her, and she's like, maybe she's not good enough. I was like, mm-mm. I hear you. It's really it takes a lot of guts to step out. But remember that the reason you're doing this business is because you want something for your life that you don't currently have. So you have to do some things that you haven't done already. When you think about rejection, realize that rejection is not failure. It's not failure. Neither is it rejection of you as a person. It's just a rejection of the offer in that moment. And it's not even bad that it rejects your offer in that moment because it might just mean I don't need this right now. The fridge example, I might not need my fridge fixed right now. But if my tenant says the fridge in our house is broken, then I send them to the place. Or maybe my fridge tomorrow decides that it wants to start leaking water. Guess what? Now I don't have to start Googling and calling people because somebody has dropped their car. I don't know why the fridge example is just high up in my mind, but it is. So maybe I don't need it right now. And so I say no, but I might need it later. So now I know you exist, right? You don't lose business to somebody who is higher up on Google because you refuse to tell someone about your offer. So rejection isn't failure. It's just they don't need you right now. They don't need you right now. But they might be a referral partner. They might be somebody that knows somebody who needs something. So you don't know. You're simply spreading seeds. Not everything will germinate at the same time, but you have to have the discipline to know that you are a farmer and it's not the same day you plant seeds that you harvest. But if you don't plant seeds, you definitely will have nothing to harvest. So choose what you want. Do you want to plant enough seeds such that you don't even know where the fruit is coming from? You just know that today I'm Nigerian and Yoruba. Sometimes it just comes out that just means child. Anyways, um you don't see that the fruit is growing from everywhere because you've planted so many seeds. One day someone is calling you for a referral. One day somebody said they came from a LinkedIn post. One day someone says they heard you speak somewhere. You're like, oh my goodness, it's all working. When it comes to getting clients, all of it works. And it's just based on eventually you figure out which one works best for you and how to streamline your efforts. But don't take rejection personally. If you do, you will not be brave enough to plant enough seeds. So it's a filter, it means that you were brave enough to ask someone you were brave enough to make an offer, because an offer really is something that's clear enough for people to say yes or no to. With the cookie example, I don't know if I ended up giving the cookie example, but I was saying in a different take that, like, if you entered into a cookie store and the salesperson just were like, oh, would you like a cookie? Like, you would just no vim whatsoever, and you're like, no thank you. At least they asked you, would you like a cookie, right? And you can say no to it. But a clearer offer could be like, oh, we have packs of 6, would you like me to box up 6 for you? And they're like, oh, actually, 4, fine. I can take just 4. Something they can say yes or no to is an offer. It has to be clear, not something that's like, maybe, do you want to come learn more about our offer or something like that? Even that is something they can say yes or no to. But something easier like book a call with me or schedule an appointment or see our prices. They can say, oh no, I don't want to see your prices. They can say, I don't want to book a call. So essentially, you have to ask a question they can say yes or no to. That's how you know you've made an offer. Um, I don't want to spend too much time here. So let me give you a small assignment. I'm trying to make it bite sized. If the issue you're struggling with is fear of rejection, I want to suggest a little exposure therapy to you, which is like expose yourself to it. Set a goal to hear 5 no's this week, right? It will help you detach from the fear and focus on the learning. That means that make an offer to an audience of at least 5. Either you go to 5 people, or you post to a social media platform where you have at least 5 followers, or you post on a group where there's at least 5 people, right? And don't take it as rejection of you. Like I said, it's just that you are planting seeds. Some days I get sales calls booked and I'm like, I don't know where this person came from. I just know that I have put my link in so many places that of course they will find me somehow. So yeah, by the way, Fopsy.ca/call is where to book a sales call with me if you're thinking of working with me as a business coach. I would love to work with you real soon. Okay, so that was number 2, fear of rejection. What if they say no? Number 3 now is unhealed money wounds. Unhealed money wounds. What does asking for money say about me? Sometimes the fear isn't just about rejection or judgment. It's also about, oh, I don't know about asking for money. Like, am I begging? Yeah, am I begging? It's a big one. Am I begging? You're not begging. You're offering value. Money is just an exchange of value. When you go to the grocery store, you don't give the cashier money because they look lovely today. When you buy a new bed, you don't give them money because you just love them, right? When you have someone coming to check what's wrong with your AC, you don't give them money because they even fixed it. You give them money because they came to diagnose it for you. When you go to your therapist and pay them, you don't give them money because you felt like it's because they've given a service, right? Money is an exchange of value. Value just means that something was tangible to you. So I was watching a video where people were talking about how much they paid for Taylor Swift tickets in Canada. Taylor Swift, 700, 900. A few lucky people, $80, but like 600 to 900 was the norm. And I was like, oh, I'm not a Swiftie. I don't really do a lot of music. I'm a gospel girly. I would love Jen Johnson to come. But I was like, wow. So value is also subjective. The fact that you don't see value in something doesn't mean that there's no value in it. It just means that you're not the target market. Another thing for you to think about when sometimes people say no, it's just a rejection of it. They might not be the right person, right? So selling is proof that you as a person believe in the transformation that you are offering. It's proof that you believe in the value of what you are offering. And so much of selling is audacity. Like over the past few weeks, it has really been solidified in my head. Selling is a transfer of confidence. If they cannot see that you really believe in this thing you're selling, it's like if you cannot believe yourself, why should other people believe? And so if you have, you know, this thought about, oh, this is too expensive, you feel guilty about asking for money, it feels somehow, I want you to get clear about the value that you provide. And one action you can take under this is to actually write down once again 3 ways that your offer creates value. How does your offer create value? And practice saying them out loud. So I worked with a designer one time who let me drink some water. I worked with a brand designer one time who had these designs that, when you create designs for someone, you often have different variations for them to pick from. And so in that process, she would create many versions and eventually the person ends up picking only one. And so she has a bunch of throwaway designs just there. Nothing is wrong with them. It just means the client didn't choose them. And now work together. One of the things we did was actually to repackage some of those designs to sell again as ready to go designs. And that is value she's created in the process, right? Even though the client hasn't chosen those ones, they're still valuable, right? But if you think about it from a great standpoint, a overall business standpoint, I'm thinking now about a second person who focuses on branding, and she has such a detailed process, a 13-week process or so, where they kind of think about psychology of buyers, how the fonts should look, how it should be used on social media, how it should be used on print. They think about what voice you want your brand to be in. All of these things are such particular skills that the average person doesn't have. And so you have to get clear about the way you create value. What do you add to people's life by the service you do? What do you remove? What do they not have to worry about again? What do you eliminate because you exist, right? What How many hours do you help them save? What do you replace? What joy are you adding? Because these things, they might not feel tangible, but there are so many ways that you add value. Dating coaches, they add value. They help people deal with the drama that is dating in 2024 or maybe 2025 when you're watching this. Who knows what year it is? And so get used to articulating the value. I think it's very important. These exercises are really important because the first person that needs to be convinced of your offer is you. If you're not convinced, you're going to struggle to sell it to other people. So sell yourself on it. Sell yourself. I don't know if I've created that episode, but I think I've talked about this concept in other episodes. Maybe just go back and listen. You have to be sold on your offer. Sell yourself on it. And you do this by all these things we've been mentioning so far. So if you haven't been taking notes for the action items, go back and actually start to take notes. Open your phone app as you're listening and take notes. This week, your goal is to write down 3 ways that your offer creates value and practice saying them out loud so that you can actually tell your brain, this is the work I do in the world. I get to do this. This is how I create value for people. This is how I add value to the world. Right? Don't let your brain deceive you, okay? and heal those money wounds. You're not begging, you are simply offering something that's of value, and people are paying for that value. It's an exchange. Money is just a means of exchanging value. Okay, that was number three. Let's talk about number four. Perfectioning, perfectionism whispering. Number four is perfectionism. Am I even ready? What do I know? This MBA, is it enough? This work experience, this 10 years work experience I have. Oh, working with Google, was it enough? Oh, working with the government. This is me telling you some of the things that go through my own head. Literally, I have worked for the Google. I have worked for the government of Ontario. I've worked for startups. I've worked multiple ones. I have started businesses of my own, gave boxing. I have done graphic design with my husband. I have been coaching for a long time. I have always been coaching. The difference is now I'm just getting paid to do it. And sometimes I'm still like, my God, am I even ready? What do I know? And you have to tell yourself that perfectionism is fear in disguise. It's just fear clothed in different clothing, wearing a disguise, right? So, what are you going to do? Are you going to give in to fear, or are you going to give in to courage? Yeah, let that sit with you for a while. Someone out there needs what you already know today. Today. Ah, you have to start somewhere. Start right here. One of the clients I worked with was a VA, and she was really concerned about how, every time she goes on threads and Instagram, she sees all these people that know all this software, all these fancy software, like different parts of Dopsado, Honeybook, different things. And I'm like, you realize you can just be a VA, right? What I need as a VA is different from what the next person needs their VA to do. Some people just need a VA to keep their inbox at zero. Some people need their VA to respond to Instagram comments. Some people need their VAs to schedule them to be on podcasts to pitch. They need to pitch to. Some people specialize in just launching, helping you like get organized during the chaotic season of launches when you have emails to write, webinars to conduct, everything. Like there's so many specialties within admin work even, and you're going to focus on what you don't have. And the problem is that if what you don't have drives you to set a timeline for yourself to get those skills, maybe it'll be a bit better, even though it's still a problem because then you'll just be endlessly learning. But oftentimes, it drives you to paralysis. Feeling like you're lacking drives you to not acting or drives you to showing up half-assedly, like half-assedly, but also haphazardly, which is, I'm saying two words. I don't know if you understand those words, but I think you do. And so perfectionism is just fear in disguise, right? How are you already qualified? What have you already been paid thousands of dollars to do? Think about your job, the full-time jobs you've been to. My coach likes to say that if you've already been selling yourself at your job, right? You've been selling yourself at interviews. The only difference now is that you're selling yourself to get the full benefits of the service or product that you're offering. And so you have to sell yourself on your service and on yourself. When it comes to thinking about being ready, don't let fear win. Step into courage. You cannot think away fear. You cannot pray away fear. You have to courage it away. One thing I learned last week that I'm taking as a guide right now is you can choose to be clear on what you're doing and just show up confidently. And you show up different. Oh, the power of your energy is incredible. I was talking about audacity a few minutes ago. You can tell when somebody is showing up afraid. Not like you can tell the fear, but I'm saying you can tell when they're showing up and like they're not really sure about what they're offering, right? Maybe some people are better at disguising it than others. But what I'm telling you is that you can choose to be clear. You can choose to say, you know what, I'm ready, and then act from that point rather than continuing to agonize over, oh, what if this happens? What if I need to do this other thing? And then you're not, you can be, I think there's a quote about how you can be a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. And it's that if you need to learn more skills, that doesn't make you any less ready to begin right now, right? You will always be learning. In coaching situations, I encounter new things and I'm like, this is this is reminding me of something I learned in psychology class a long time ago, or this is reminding me of an experience I had with a boss that I did not resolve. Let me go back and gain that skill I need. I'm constantly reviewing my own calls. I'm constantly in coaching programs, getting coached myself. I didn't always know that a coach needed a coach, but now I do, and I've taken it seriously. I really do believe in you can be learning and you can still be ready to start. especially when you've already been paid to do what you are talking about. You've already done it before. Now you're just asking to be paid consistently. Don't let perfectionism keep you stuck. This week, launch something messy and you can refine as you go. One other way I see perfectionism showing up is in tweaking your offer over and over again. You just keep making edits, making edits. Dude, sis, everybody else, what you have is enough. Let that be a word. What you have is enough. Okay. Number 5, discomfort with visibility. This one is huge. Do I even belong here? The main question people are asking when it comes to discomfort with visibility is, do I belong here? It's also things about, oh, I don't want to show my face. Oh, my nose is too big. But what if I'm not wearing makeup? Let me tell you. The only thing I did today was slap on this lovely wig. I was like, I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not wearing lipstick. I was like, I'm looking at this video now and my lips look like they're blending with my skin. That will be fine. That will be very fine. Other people say, I don't have an aesthetic background. Other people just feel like, the fear of being vulnerable. What if they cancel me? One thing about cancellation I've learned is you can cancel yourself. If they cancel you for a minute, people have very short memories. Very short. Maybe you go into um purgatory, if that's what they call it, for a few days to reset, to let things cool off. And you come back and you keep moving. The only way to be truly cancelled is to stop showing up, to stop creating, to stop offering value in the world. Otherwise, people will move on. People will move on. Some haters will remember once in a while and try to taunt you, but you have to choose to be unshameable. You cannot shame the shameless. Maybe you apologize for what you did if you did something wrong, but like otherwise, you can't really be cancelled forever if you keep creating, if you keep showing up. So I understand that visibility feels vulnerable. But the reason why visibility feels vulnerable is because you care. If you didn't care about not being a scammer, about knowing how to serve, about showing up prepared, about being the best you can, you would not, this will not be a thing, right? So that discomfort you feel is because you care. That's why I think I heard that, like, the little bit of nervousness you feel before a big event is important because it means this is important to you. You're not just treating it anyhow, right? It's how sometimes I see, this is random, but I see grooms and I'm like, why are they chewing gum on their wedding day? Like, are you not, this is not important to you. But like, essentially, it's just a matter that if you feel a little nervous, it's because maybe they're chewing it because they feel nervous. Okay, I'll let them go. If you feel a little nervous, it's because you care. If you feel a little bit of discomfort, it's because you care. So visibility feels vulnerable because you care. But staying invisible keeps you stuck. Show up even when it's messy. Show up. One thing I was thinking the other day, even though I have been a podcast host for 2 podcasts now, Dear Fopsy and this one, even though I am an excellent speaker, every time I speak at church, people are always like, oh my God, that was such a good job. I have presented to CMOs at Google and I got a kudos. They use my work as template. Like, I'm good at presenting. Not always, I don't always enjoy the research, but I'm good at presenting. I did a talk recently in the community. Speaking of which, I want to do more. If you have a community, I would love to speak. I can speak about a range of topics, but I want to talk about creating super fans. I want to talk about money making priorities, things that are actually making money, and this idea of selling and not being salesy. Anything that helps people make money, I can talk about it. I also lecture. I'm a prof. I'm a prof at 2 local colleges. Talking is my thing. And I'm saying all this to say, I was going to be on a podcast the other day and I was so nervous. So nervous. I was having all these thoughts about, oh, what if I don't know what to say? What if I'm not prepared enough? And I'm just like, okay, can you not? Can you not? So sometimes you feel this fear and you just have to power through because see all the evidence I have to be like, girl, be for real. But nonetheless, it still happens. So my own way of overcoming this that I'm also telling you to do is commit to showing up online once a day for the next week. Tweet, comment, engage with people. Just start somewhere. For me, I'm doing a mini podcast tour. I want to show up more. I want to meet more people and more communities. And yeah, so don't let that thought, do I even belong here, keep you back. We're almost getting there. The next one, the 6th numbers. Number 6 is old baggage from bad sales experience. Oh, I don't want to be like that. Maybe you've seen someone do it in a way that you don't like, and like, yeah, that's not what I want. You get to define your own terms. It's your business, right? Or how does Tabitha Brown say it? I think because that's your business, right? You are the boss of this business. You get to define sales on your own terms. You can choose to have it be honest, aligned, and human. For me, I say to myself, I will go up with my integrity intact. I will go up with my integrity intact. So as I rise, I have to keep remembering that, right? So you get to define what sales mean for you. Honest, aligned with your style, and human. In my one-on-one coaching, that's part of it. I help you like think of what is aligned with your own skills. I have a client that is killing it with SEO, with YouTube. She tried short form video for a while, really wasn't feeling it. And there's this dance between what you're not feeling and what you need to do. And we talk about it a lot because 12 weeks feels short, but it's a long enough time that we get to really know each other's strengths. And we find you a balance between what your business needs, helping you love what your business needs, but also helping your business not stress you, helping you outsource or choose platforms that are better suited for you. Okay, number 7, over identifying with outcomes. This is a big one. I don't know how to get people results. What if their results define my worth? What if I can't get that result? I heard one of my coaches, Kirsten, wrote and say this: you can promise a result and figure out how you will get your people there. You have to then become the kind of person that can get people those results. So name the results and figure out what you need to do to get people there. How many hours of coaching do you need to get people there? What kinds of challenges do you have to use to mandate to get people there? What kind of systems do you have in place to review their work? What kind of support can you offer them? What kind of resources can you create to help them get there faster? What kinds of recommendations can you lay out to be like, do this, not that, to help people get those results? Right? It's actually a good thing to have to call yourself to a higher standard because you would improve, you would get so much better. So that is one way that I have handled it personally. If I'm struggling with an outcome, then I have to figure out how will I get people there. It forces me to be better. Like promising 5 new high ticket clients in 12 weeks. I was like, oh, what if not everybody gets there? What if people want different results? And I'm like, okay, that's okay. Not everybody wants the same results. And that's part of what we do in the sales call to figure out what results you do want. One person I worked with recently was just re-registering their business with, getting their systems together, and with then calling in clients eventually. And all of those were valuable to them. Things that come really easily to me. They were really appreciative of like creating their messaging. I'm a really big fan of the story brand framework and just like using it to identify problems of like making sure that your marketing can pass the grunt test. The grunt test is like, imagine a caveman went to your website. Would it know in 5 seconds what you do? Me have headache, me take Advil to get better. Like that. For my own, just as gets clients and gain super fans. And I think it's like, okay, me have business, me need clients, me hire for quite right. It says the book is sales call. So how did I get here? What your clients need and the results that they need from you. If you're afraid of results, you have to start thinking, how do I become the kind of person that can guarantee these results? Based on the systems I've built, based on the philosophies I have, based on the work I have done to make sure that my clients will always get a return on their investment, right? So you're selling, another thing is you're selling possibility if you're afraid of identifying with outcomes. You're selling possibilities, not guarantees. Their results are a shared responsibility. You, as the guide or the coach or the service provider, you help them. Your job is to open the door. If you're a web designer, a graphic designer, and somebody doesn't reply your emails, somebody doesn't choose, somebody doesn't send you photos from their brand shoots to use, you cannot make it out of thin air now, right? So it's a shared responsibility, and let that give you some peace. But also, if you see that they need this big result, then also identify gaps. How can I become the kind of person that can deliver these results? One thing you can do is to set clear boundaries with yourself and focus on the value that you provide, not the outcome you can't control. So think of the things you can control. In my coaching, my real focus is on helping you control what you can control by really doing the work, right? We cannot control the outcome. We can control how often we're meeting people, how many people we're meeting. We can control how often we're making offers. And when you do that, you're planting seed. You cannot control how the seed and the water and everything under the soil grows. That's not your part. How people take their time to decide, that's not your part. What you can do is continue to put out marketing material, continue to confidently show up with offers, asking, would you like that box top? Okay, you pass again, another day. Would you like that box top? Maybe not today, or maybe eventually, right? That's what you do when you're making offers. And it's an incredible world. All of these things will help you reframe sales as a service, right? Sales is a service, and thinking about it like this will help you to reframe sales as a service. What if you could expand your mind and dream bigger? What if signing high ticket clients could feel easy? What if sales did not have to feel stressful? Right? What if it could become second nature? What if you could create consistent income that funds your dream lifestyles, that gives you the freedom and flexibility that you crave? What if you could dream bigger and so stop seeing sales as a dirty word? Because sales is not a dirty word. Sales is service, and it's a means to to help other people, to serve other people, and in so doing, gain the life that you want, the freedom that you want in your business. So you have to love sales, and it's my job to help you love it. In my one-on-one coaching, this is exactly how I help you. I help you to confidently sell your high-ticket offers because I really believe that um, service providers with high-ticket offers make the most income and profit. Like, why would you be selling $75 audits, $200 entry things when you can sell a full package for 1,000, 2,000, right? Think of how many of those you'd have to sell. If you want to make $300, $3,000 per month, you would have to sell, I think, about 40, $75 packages. So I don't believe in smaller packages. I believe in high ticket offers. And so I help you as a service provider to confidently sell high ticket offers without fear, without this fear of feeling salesy, to build a business with income and freedom, and to really attract high quality clients that actually want to work with you, which is a big deal. They will come to you ready to work with you. And all of this we do by helping you get clear about your actions, your money making priorities, and what to do each day so that you don't feel like you're scrambling for what to do next um to build a profitable business. I recently shared a success story of one of my clients, T, who came to me feeling really, really like, oh, I don't know, am I made to be an entrepreneur? Do I have what it takes? Is this thing for me? And I had shared that the first thing she did really was coming to me, making that decision that she was going to stop hustling for smaller packages and face this fear of rejection head on. Instead of worrying about, oh, what if nobody buys? She was going to be focusing on those that were ready to buy and who needed her most. And then she hired me. She had spent nearly a year tinkering with her website, as in like editing it, afraid to put herself out there because of past criticism or this is the thing about being cancelled. Nobody can cancel you except you choose to be cancelled, except you stop showing up, right? And so we worked together on both practical sales steps to take. Because I was like, what have you actually done? And we realized that there was a lot she hadn't done. It felt like work, busy work is what I talk about. I think I have an episode about that. And there are a lot of things that can keep you busy, but not making any progress towards your goals. Like tinkering with your website for a whole year when nobody's on it, creating a portfolio that you haven't gotten any feedback on, not sharing that with anybody, right? All of these are good things, but when not done in the right order, they are a waste of your time. So together we got really clear on a high ticket value that built out a strategy to attract clients, really starting with those that she even knew already. One of her fears was that, oh, I've never seen myself as an entrepreneur, so I don't know, don't know if I can do this. But instead of waiting to feel confident, she started showing up because we're working together in weekly coaching sessions, in work that we're doing together, assignments that we did. Not, I don't really do too much assignments, but I like you to leave with something that you can think of all through the week. She had a new package at 700. Our goal was 1,350, but she's there somewhere. 700 high ticket package. I started making offers even when it felt scary, right? And so she stopped waiting for it to be perfect. She started making offers within 3 weeks. 3 weeks of working together, she signed her first client. No ads, no website because we left the website, just talking with people, clarity on what to do, and taking steps towards it. That client stayed with her for 4 months and counting, actually. So I don't know how many months it will be now because um we've stopped working together for now. And T now feels really confident in pitching herself. She knows what to say. She knows how to land clients because that's it's not just for you to do it now, it's also for you to have a repeatable process that you can keep working on. All of this happened because she shifted from trying to sell everything and started working on high ticket packages. And she stopped second guessing her offers and actually started to sign clients with ease. So in my work with you, we're going to work on attracting ready to invest clients to confidently sell your offer, your high ticket offer. You don't need a big audience. You don't need endless low ticket sales. You will learn exactly how to attract clients that are a fit for you, and you'll stop feeling afraid of being salesy. That fear is holding you back. If any of this resonated with you, it's time for you to take action. Let's work together to help you sell confidently, attract the right clients, and grow your business that you dream of. Book a sales call with me at Fopsy.ca/call, Fopsy.ca/call. Um, Selling is not about tricking people or pushing products or services. It's about helping people solve a problem, helping them do something that they need or want, helping them achieve a dream. And that is what selling is. And you already have the tools to do this. Now let's get to work, okay? See you next time. Bye.